All right. Again from the top. Thanks, Andy. Forgot to turn the microphone back on. Hello, dickhead. Anyhow, um, yeah, no doom and gloom. All positive. All positive. What are we going to talk about? Positive stuff. Because there's enough doom and gloom around, and that's not good. So my idea is just to have a bit of fun. At a little bit later on, some of you might have heard it before or whatever. Hopefully, you've got a guest going to come along and talk about his trials and tribulations of what he's got to go, what he's been through. Yeah, I did, Andy. I ran out of time. I didn't have time for a shave. Yeah. Yeah. So to some, they may have heard it before, but we can put him on the celebrity grill, and if there's any questions that pop up, I'm sure he'll, we'll put him out there and see how he goes, answers, and because let's face it, everything changes, and the end goal is to actually a song I was looking for that's not a good cover that's not copyrighted type of thing, was Run to Paradise, but I couldn't find one, not quickly anyway. I'm sure they're there, but that would have been a perfect song for the probably the topic of conversation, because we all want to go find our own little piece of paradise in life, don't we? Az, g'day, mate. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, so on that, if you're ready, Mark, whenever you're ready, just hit it up, mate. Now, just to pass a little bit of time for a little bit of fun, yeah, we all are, Andy, except for our household. Yeah, that's some good news. There's some good news. Finally, after being jerked off and COVID can't do it anymore, that block of land I was telling you about, we settle on that on the 4th. Been a few trials and tribulations, considering it was supposed to happen in January, but anyhow, that's life. So another little piece of our paradise to add to the portfolio. G'day, Dave. How you doing, mate? So we'll once we're kind of there, we might just do a walk around stream or something like that. And Avery, g'day, mate. How you doing? Yeah, we might do a walk around up there and just periodically have a bit of a look on progress of driveways and dramas and stuff like that, because we still haven't settled on we've got it in our ideas of what we want. We've got a builder that we just got to have a really, really good talk to him. And kind of make sure stuff's the way we want it to go. And, you know, set the time frames and all of that. But our original plan back in January was to have the house built by Christmas. Well, it'll be next Christmas now. You know, that's a negative with all, like the COVID thing, because every bastard hiding behind it so they don't have to do any frigging work, but they're still getting paid. But anyhow, that's irrelevant. So at great expense to the management, I've assembled the beer bottle trivia. I'll shake them up a bit. 5 questions. Last night, thanks to everybody for their support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we did. G'day, Adrian. How you doing, mate? We did. Stubbsy. Yeah, we did last night. I forgot to announce it because it had to go to the adjudicators on Talkback. Welcome along, Mark.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody in the chat. And if Dave Knopfler is on the chat tonight, I sincerely apologise. I was a bit heavy on the trigger finger last night, and I accidentally blocked him. So my humble apologies, Dave. I owe you a beer.
No, fuck him. The whole thing about it is you weren't the only one. That's why we had to go. We were going to announce the winner of the turkey shoot, duck shooting last night. You know, there was 3 people right at the top there, and because of a couple of odd angry shots, we had to subtract some points. So we did have a winner. We'll announce that on Talkback next Sunday night.
All right. Because I was a skeet and trap shooter for many years, and I think that shot last night it just blew the window out of the clubhouse. So.
You know, 1940, mate. Thanks for coming along, buddy. And I really mean that. I know your work times and stuff is always a bit of a stuff up, but I really appreciate you coming along, mate. 1940s American. So it's all good. It's all good.
Going good, thank you. Gotta love Thailand. So that's a different Dave. Going good, Dave. Aztec, Banana King, 8K TV. Everybody, good evening from Melbourne. Lockdown Melbourne. Hopefully, Andy can tell us.
Tomorrow.
You can tell us. Tomorrow we get out, or is it Wednesday we get out?
Well, it'll be Wednesday, but it'll be 11:59 if they do it. Well, they've got control and they love it.
I've got control and they love it. So yeah, I can get out tomorrow because I've got to go to work. So
well, if we do that, we might head towards getting together on either Saturday or Sunday or something like that for an ale before they lock us down again.
always up for a beer, Johnny. Always up for a beer.
Yeah, like Dalo always says, only 3 more lockdowns until Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. So, but you want to do a bit of stupidity, Mark?
Yeah, go on. Always up for that too.
Are you familiar with these? The tops off a beer bottle.
Off the Carlton bottles? Yeah. Go on.
I never thought you could get smart drinking beer, but apparently you can.
Carlton Draft, mate. You can't go wrong.
Oh, look, it's nectar of the gods.
That it is. Beautiful draft beer.
Trouble is with my lighting. Just bear with me for a moment. And I'll do something about that.
We send all the beer that's no good to drink in Australia. We send it to America and we brand it as Foster's Lager.
I actually started off. We did it on Talkback one night just for a bit of fun, and I started off with. I will just do a couple of questions, and everybody started getting into it. So we ended up doing about 40 of the bloody things. But
so that's why you sent me the link tonight, John. You want to embarrass the hell out of me?
No. Look, I don't know. That's why I shook them up. I don't know because that box of beer tops, this one,
yep,
was sent over by a neighbour.
You don't mind a beer then, Johnny?
So that's good. All right. Which ABC TV show celebrates 50 years on air in 2016?
I'll go for Landline.
How about we have a look at the Play School clock?
No.
Play School.
Right.
Now, that was a totally Australian question, but these questions go all over the place.
All right. I'm not a big ABC watcher. They've gone a little bit too left-wing for me over the last 10 years.
Yeah. Actually, the SBS has gone the other way. Dalo, buddy. How you going, mate?
G'day, Dalo.
Stubbsy's got a protest in. What, did you think it was going to be the Jetsons or
Rage? Well, so if Rage was 50 years ago, Andy would have been looking at retirement in those days.
Yeah, Rage, Bandstand, Brian Henderson. Oh, shit, we're old. At least we had decent content on television, I think. Casey Kasem, Wolfman Jack. Oh, dear. We were spoilt. All right. Which planet in the solar system has the most moons?
Uranus.
No.
Oh, sorry, planet. I thought you meant
planet.
For some reason, I'm thinking hemorrhoids and shit. Most planets. I'll go for Saturn.
The planet that has the most moons.
Saturn or Jupiter. They're the two big ones.
Hang on. Stubbsy's got it. Stubbsy, buddy. He nailed it.
Oh, I had 50-50. I went for Jupiter as well.
Well, you started off with Uranus.
It's just the way my mind works, Johnny.
Yeah. Oh, look. Right at the moment, I don't blame anybody for half their attitudes.
Well, we're governed by an arse, aren't we? So it's on everybody's mind. But not talking politics.
I can't read that one properly. It'd have to be a daylight question. Shit, these are bloody. That's too hard a freaking question.
Oh, it might be up my alley. I've got 2 wrong so far.
All right. Oh. Hang on.
I have a very.
It's one of those runaway questions. Oh shit! This one's.
I've always shown a lot of perspicacity, Johnny. I've always shown a lot of perspicacity, so I might just have one of the answers to those tricky questions.
Neo is the Petrometus of which film series?
Oh Christ! What's the one with John Wick?
The Matrix.
Matrix. Matrix, or one of those ones with what's his name? Makes motorcycles now. What's his name?
Wasn't
He starred in
that
John
bloody
Wick and The
one?
Matrix. What's his name?
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Superman's son.
Yeah, makes a decent motorbike now, apparently.
Right, Nathan's onto it. Good on you, Nathan. I'll have a look. I'll have another look at this one. In golf, an albatross is
2 over.
How many strokes under?
An albatross, it's over.
Albatross.
I think I always thought it was 2 over. But if
albatross
it's not over, if it's not over, it's 2 under then. 3. Andy's going for 3.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm failing.
That's spot on. 3. So I'm going to have to do it lucky. Yeah, Dowlow's onto it. He lives beside a golf course. Well, that other question's a bit, all over the place. We'll draw out one more. At least this is just a random draw. I haven't looked at these. These are only dropped off yesterday. So a bit of fun.
I'm not doing well.
Oh, this was Avery, sharpen your senses here. Which soccer team play at the Stadium of Light? Now that's different.
Brazil.
These questions
Brazil.
are all over the place.
Brazil or Argentina? I'll go for Brazil.
Well, actually, I'll narrow it down a little bit for you. It's actually.
Is it in the Americas or is it in Europe?
It's. I would say it's a British myself. The Stadium of Light.
LIVERPOOLFC.
Andy Stubbs again.
Man City again. Oh God! All right.
No, Sutherland Football Club.
Sutherland.
Anyway, that was a bit of fun.
Yeah, right.
If you want to do some more of it later on, but we can. You only have to stay.
Alex Trevette ain't going to be inviting me back for the championship round, is he?
Yeah, I actually enjoy going through some of them for a little bit of fun. Yeah, he probably cheated, Dallo. Yeah, you're right, but we'll let him have the win. Avery, you're a pom, and you should know that. Bloody hell.
He was quick on the trigger last night too, with the blocking and the deleting, and he's quick off the mark with super quiz. And he's not a big beer drinker either, so.
Oh, look, oh shit! What I drink now, I used to bloody near burp that. I just have a bit of a sip here and there, and that's it.
Well, if I'm in a pub, it's Carlton Draft all the way. But if I'm grabbing stubbies, I'm really into this bloody Great Northern stuff. I really like the Great Northern beer at the moment. It's my sort of go-to beer for takeaway.
It's
cheaper. In a pub, you can't beat a draft beer in a pub that's Carlton Draft.
Oh yeah, you're quite right. That's probably why over in Thailand I love the Leo. I shall do. Give me a tick, Avery. Shit, hang on.
The best place I've ever drank beer. Germany. You can't get a bad beer in Germany. I was on secondment there for about 6 months. Beautiful beer every night of the week.
We went to Germany. Like I say, we were drunk all the bloody time. It doesn't matter. They just wanted to wine, women, and song. Give us good reports, and then Australia will buy our shit tanks, which they did. But anyhow, Chang Dowler,
Leo for me, Dowler. Leo for me.
Yeah, Chang I found it gave me the shits, and it made me a bit gassy, burping and farting and God knows what. But yeah, Leo's the go. But really, have you tried Beer Lao?
No, I haven't.
Laotian beer. Beer Lao is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Actually,
well, the places where I go to in Rayong, they only offer 3 beers. It's either Leo, Chang, or Heineken's. So they're the only 3 beers that I ever see when I'm out getting a beer.
But if you're ever in Bangers, there's a ASOC. You just go past Terminal 21 and kind of heading down a bit. There's a cafe, and they actually sell Beer Lao. And
okay.
A chap I know from Wollongong, he's in Lao. He said, "Oh, mate," he said, "if you're going to drink, Beer Lao is probably the best of the lot." Yeah, Dave. I've had Budweiser, but it wasn't quite fuzzy. But the whole thing about it is, it's what we grow up on. I dare say if you're going to have a sip of beer, Dave, you'd probably tend towards the Leo, but craft beers everywhere. That's where the bigger craft breweries have taken over pubs so they can peddle their wares. But that's fine. That's fine. Up to them. In this day and age, I wouldn't have a pub if you bloody gave it to me, because you never know when it's going to be open or not, and if your staff's going to turn up because you're paying them or not. And I really pity help anybody in the world that's in hospitality as a larger spectrum type statement, because you're open today, closed tomorrow, and staff just get sick of it and go back home, and yeah. But yeah, so anyhow, mate.
Yes.
With your trials,
52 days. 52 days before I go. 52 days before I travel.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to that.
Yep.
Putting in. I'm going to wait till I haven't booked my ASQ yet, so I'm going to do my ASQ in Pattaya, and I'm looking at a hotel that's. Not too bad. Ends up being about $135 Australian per night. It's on the cheaper, and of course you can pay a shitload more. But paying a little bit more because it's going to have a pool view, and I'm thinking it looks like off the photos, if it's got a view, it might have a balcony. It gets me outside. It's a little bit bigger room. Flying with Singapore Airlines, and so I haven't booked it yet, because if I wait a week, then if everything falls to shite, I can cancel it, get a full 100% at the moment, if I booked it now, I've only got a month to cancel it, and because I'm going in 6 weeks, I want to wait a little bit. So just in case everything didn't work out, I can cancel it and get 100% rebate off on the hotel. So it's sitting there, but there's not many in Pattaya. I went on, so been sort of chatting on Got to Love Thailand's stream with a bloke called Kevin. I can't remember the name of his channel. Kevin and Up in 30 days or something. Doesn't matter. But he's in ASQ now in BKK.
Yeah,
30 and up,
30
I think his name of his channel.
Yeah,
and he was saying
yeah.
use a Goda, and I used a Goda, and it was and I give you with a Goda it gives you a whole lot of options. So, and I obviously picked Pattaya because close to Rayong. I ummed and hard about doing the sandbox model, but because I've already bought my ticket with Singapore Airlines, I have to fly direct to Samui or direct to Phuket, and I'm thinking, you know what, just 14 days out of the rest of my life ain't gonna bother me. Banana Kings asked the questionnaire, is it 10 days ASQ? Well, Agoda, they're not asking whether I've been vaxxed or not. And that's why I don't know what's going to happen. I get my second vaccination, second AstraZeneca vaccination on the 11th of August. But maybe it changes for me when I'm in the COE. So I'm not in the COE until about the 1st of September, and I fly on the 18th of September. And hopefully I don't have to go to Sydney, because I'm looking at the news today and they reckon Sydney might be in lockdown till at least maybe September, second week of September. So that's going to be a nightmare if I have to go to the consulate. Do you know, if I decide to go to Canberra, can I fly in and out of Canberra? Or is Canberra to the same lockdown as New South Wales? Or
no,
because
the whole, I don't think at this stage, Mark, I don't think so. That's I remember, I put it up as a joke when we were talking there a while ago, road trip. That would be the way I'd do it. I'd drive up the Cairn Valley Highway, go up that way.
Yeah, true. And I'm not going to be ending with anyone from New South Wales. I just want to go to the consulate, hand my paperwork over, give them my passport, get them to stamp it, put the stickers in there, come back and then hang around for a day or two once I've got the visa, and then apply for the COE. So, so Andy's saying ACT is fine. I'm only talking with the consulate because what I've heard on other forums off Facebook that I was involved with in planning all this was Sydney was a lot easier to deal with as a consulate. Canberra was as the actual embassy.
You're right.
So I've sort of stuck with Sydney.
Unless you do it by maybe post express, which is not necessarily express anymore.
With Australia Post can get it up there and back. Get it up there overnight by you pay the extra $20 or whatever it is to stick it on a Learjet and take it up for me. I don't know, but Melbourne's a red zone, so you might have a if it's not lifted. I'm hoping, Andy, by the end of August. I mean, surely this can't go on for another. What's the date today? The 26th. So nearly a week left. 4 days, 5 days left. Can't go on for another 5 weeks, surely.
Mark, we've spent 6 months in bloody lockdowns, and at one stage there they had 5 cases. Now they're claiming, and I mean claiming, because I know some of the shit that's been going on and some of the people. They've had both vaccinations. They've been tested and returned, and they've been told you've got COVID. You must quarantine for 14 days, and they go on the list when they haven't bloody well got it. They just happen to be at a pub early in the morning when some other prick come in the afternoon. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And the Hayfield one was a fellow that they called, said, you have COVID, you must, and that person did the right thing. When he pulled up at Hayfield to get fuel, which is Bumfuck Junction, He put a mask on, he put gloves on, and he used the hand sanitizer to clean his card when he handed it over to the operator, swiped the card, got back out in the car, and just kept on going straight back home. And yet it was a tier 1 exposure site. What a load of bullshit. Some people are doing it right, some aren't. But the whole deal of it is the ones that are using it. I hate talking about this shit because it makes me so friggin' angry.
Look, I understand everybody's frustration. I understand your frustration. I have my own opinions. I'm not going to air them here. I learned a long time ago when I actually became an electrical engineer. So I started off as a sparking and went back to school for fucking seemed like decades before I got my degree. But I learned then when I became an engineer, there's a lot of things in this world that I can't control. So
Correct.
I gave up at that point of trying to control the things that I can't control. COVID is here. Quarantines are here. Lockdowns are here. For me, not anybody else, everybody's got their own opinion and how they deal with it. But any stress that comes into my life, I just park it because I think, well, I can't do anything about it, right? I've got a fucking small armory back there. I could be an idiot and go and put my war paint on and march in the street with a high-powered weapon, but what point would that be? So I just sit here in my box, do what the majority of everybody else does, and try to get on with my life. And for me, that's going to be and Rayong is in a red zone.
Yep.
I'll be by the beach, a couple of Leos, a sun hat on, and just watching the world go by.
So, as from our discussions, I love Rayong. It's you only have to get off the main highway and all that and head down the beach a little bit, and it's like a whole new world. And you don't have to go far to achieve it. And of a night, the maybe people that don't know Rayong, when the tsunami hit, there was a lot of coastal washouts and God knows what, and the rehab work is absolutely beautiful, and there's the rest areas and a lot of it up closer to the township, absolutely wonderful. And you've still got your bamboo hut type little restaurants and things like that. Where if you want fish or you want whatever, it's swimming around live in a tank, and you just say, I'll have that one, and that one, and then it comes out cooked for you. Beautiful. And you pay per kilo. It's not a served dish. I remember I took my wife, her auntie, uncle, and their daughter, which is her cousin. We went out, bottles of lemonade, stuff that I don't drink lemonade. Too much sugar in it. And a few bottles of beer and all the rest of it. And it must have been about at least 15 dishes that were served up. I thought to myself, when's the army turning up with the amount of food? But it didn't even cost me $50 Australian. And that to me, that was wonderful.
My missus got a notification today, so she's in Rayong City at the moment. So she got a notification today or late last night that she'd been in what we would call a tier 1 site to go off and get tested. So
yep,
she could have gone to the hospital, waited, the same as what we wait here, hours. She could have gone to a private hospital and paid 3,000 baht. But they've got those invention things. They've got those self-testing things that Australia designed, and Australia started manufacturing 12 months ago. So she bought one of those from the pharmacy for $300 and stuck it up her nose today and looked at the little, like a pregnancy tester thing. If you got 2 lines, you're done. If you got 1 line, you're okay. So yeah, she even though she was in it, but they sent it out 12 days after she'd been in this shopping centre. So
yeah,
they're not quick on the ball over there. And I obviously talk to her a couple of times every day, and every day you're looking good, you're okay, you're not coughing, you're not spluttering, and all the rest. And she rings me this morning, said, "Oh, I got a notification. I was in a tier 1, our tier 1 site. I have to go and get tested." And I said, "When were you there?" And she said, 12 days ago. And if you've got it, you'd know about it in 2 days. So
yeah.
you haven't got it, don't worry about it. But you want to go and spend $300, go spend $300. So.
Well, 300 is bugger all, but the
she's
whole...
She's
so
had
the
her name
piece
down
of
for
mine-
Moderna now for a month. She's paid the money for Moderna, but she's waiting until it actually arrives in country.
Well, that was like last night. I was talking about a young girl from. G'day, Peter. How you doing, mate?
Peter.
The one thing, Fi, she like I was saying, she's going to head off to China. But she came from the Konrachasima down to Melbourne, down to Bangkok. Got I think it was an AstraZeneca shot, and then she's got to have the next one. And then she's apparently able to go to China, or it might have been Sinovac or whatever. Sinovac. Sinovac, yeah.
Sinovac.
Which is the Chinese one, because
new Chinese one
like
coming,
Chinese.
which is Sinopharm now. So
yeah, well, the whole thing about she's going to China, so they'd like to see her inoculations done with Chinese crap. I don't know what the the warranty is on it. It's like the rest of the Chinese crap, wouldn't be real good, would it?
Well, they reckon it halves its efficacy after 40 days.
Yeah, the whole thing about it is, realistically, we're all guinea pigs. It's all new. It's all.
Of course, we are.
We're the ones that are testing it, so we just have to go with, what's there type of thing. I'm in Friday, so after the last AstraZeneca, I don't know what I'm up for. Grandpa, g'day, mate. Welcome along. I don't know what I'm up for, but the whole part about it is we'll see. And it's not a case if I want to or not. If I want to have any freedom of movement, I've got it. So we've all got bloody we've got the ability to say yes or no, but that restricts what we can and can't do. And I can kind of understand it to a certain extent.
It does, right? And I hope that Australia doesn't go the way that America seems to be going, which is you need to prove your vaccination before you can enter a Bruce Springsteen concert, or you can go on the subway or whatever. But having said that, I was a supporter of all the governments in Australia when they said to pre-stage children, if you don't have polio, you're rubella, tuberculosis, all those shots, you can't, your child won't be enrolled. So I'm morally conflicted here. I really am, because no one put a gun to my head to say, go roll up your sleeve and get a shot. But if I was a parent, now I'm a child of some parents, I don't know who they are, but obviously I've come here from somewhere, that I've got track marks up and down my arm from all the shots that I had when I was a child in order to go to school. I've worked in South Asia during my career where I've had to go and show a card that I've had the yellow fever vaccination and I think I got shot for Ross River as well when I was working up in far north as well. So, I'm conflicted that I supported all these vaccines for the children. No one stuck a gun to my head when I went to says AstraZeneca for you, but I really hope we don't go down the path of, well, you want to come into the pub, you want to go to the rubbity-dub, mate, I need to see your vaccination card. I really hope we don't do that. So when the government says we're locking everybody down for 22 cases because we haven't got that rate of vaccines in Australia, I can sort of understand that. Right, I can sort of understand, well, they haven't reached their target, whatever their target is, 75, 80%. So even if I'm vaccinated, they've got to protecting the people that aren't. So it's a real moral issue, and it's going to be a moral issue for everybody for decades to come. This is not going away next year, going away the year after. It's going to be with us for a long time. So anyway,
the whole thing about it is, as far as it's all right for these little puppets, and forget about the health bullshit. To me, it's just puppets on a string, political bullshit. When they failed with their political bullshit to bring stuff that they said was going to be there, it didn't happen, and was 6 months later. And every country, and it's not only here, it's Thailand, it's Vietnam, it's every bloody country. All the political crap. We're doing this and we're doing that, and now you've got to do this and do that, and then you find out they were full of shit to start with. Well, welcome to politics. But anyhow, the on the upside is maybe it's for the better. For some, it's for the worse. There's plenty of stuff around little Kia that you can buy off a bloody chemist shelf that people take freely every day of the week without really knowing. So, I've been jabbed for, polio, measles, that much shit over my life. And I've said it, when I signed up in the army, it was kind of, right, you walk through that door there, just drop your shirt down. So you'd undo your shirt so you expose your shoulders. And then there'd be two blokes standing just inside the door, and they'd swab both shoulders. And then when you're kind of going, what's going on, there'd be a needle going in from either side. And when you open your mouth to say, what the fuck, somebody'd be squirting shit down your throat.
I watched a documentary years ago. I watched a documentary years ago with in 1991 when we had Gulf War One, and the American GIs, soldiers, Marines, all the armed services there were all shot with ants numerous times. Had to sign a non-disclosure, a waiver saying that, if they got sick or had complications, that they couldn't sue the US government. Look, there was complications, Johnny, when we were getting hit when we were children with rubella, with polio, with tuberculosis. Yeah. I mean, even today, you go to a doctor, and the doctor, first thing the doctor says, if you're going in there with an open wound or a break or a bat, are you allergic to penicillin? Penicillin, how many millions and millions and millions of lives has that saved? Yet they still ask, are you allergic to penicillin before they stick it in your ass? So there's always going to be a problem with anything.
Well, on the ones
made an
that say,
educated
yeah,
guess like you.
Yeah.
I need it to travel. I know what's happening in the world, and I did it consciously. Maybe if my life was going to be stuck here in Australia, and I love Australia, but I probably would go, and you know what? I'll wait. I've got plenty of mates my age going. I'm not going to travel for the next years. I'm not going to have the vaccine. I'm going to see how it is. Now they're my age, 55, so they're not quite as fit as me, but they've made that decision because they don't want to go anywhere. They're happy to stay in Australia, but they're not going to have the vaccine. Yeah. Now me, different. Like most of your followers on your forum and on your live chat have got some sort of connection to Thailand or China or some South Asian countries, Philippines and stuff. Unfortunately, got to make that choice.
That's it's
and
it's
some
a
say you're
shame
being
that
coerced by the government, that it's not really a freedom of choice. Well, that's true too.
well that's the whole thing is it is freedom of choice. You can either do that, but they've set everything up so if you don't do it, you're stuffed. But
so, I know, right? So
the thing that probably makes me most annoyed is, we've got an outbreak of this, we've got an outbreak of that. But you say, hang on, a year ago you said no more importing of, planes are all stopped and all that. How the effing hell does this happen? Oh, but no, they weren't. Then it all comes out that, they come in through there, so that's okay. Well, I thought no planes meant no planes. Then a crew got off an aeroplane and wandered around in there, and yeah, well, to me that is departmental, government-controlled bullshit, where this is a problem with the federal versus state. Well, if federal had to put it through to the aviation board, and because all the airports are federal, so and if they had just said, well, right, we're closing every airport, no planes in, that would have fixed half the problems. But they had to get off their asses and get those vaccines here and get it happening instead of lying to us for bloody near 12 months. We wouldn't have all.
Andy, freedom of choice, right? I agree, Andy. It's not freedom of choice because there's so much government coercion, right? It is what it is. I don't know. Anyway.
The thing is,
I got mine. I'm going.
Grandpa's comment is a form of, well, I wouldn't really put it communist. I'd say Marxist more so than communist. That was one of the things that stupid things that I did when I went to school. I actually studied the Marxist regime. On paper, it's brilliant. You know what stuffs it? Human nature.
I only got one question when I see, and Grandpa's entitled to his opinion. Absolutely, everybody is entitled to their opinion. But it's a form of communist control. For what? For what end? For what end?
Well, controlling the people.
Well, we're all going to have red caps with the little green caps with a red star. Is that going to be our standard uniform by Christmas time? We all learn to do the crazy march up and down the stair, and we all get armed with some Russian of an AK-47. I don't know.
Hammers and sickles. Now, as has put up where to go. As you're doing a bit of typing, so obviously he's passionate.
Yeah, and
Idiots
look,
that
there's
take
plenty
the
of people that
vaccine,
are there.
that think the government
Call
is
me
helping you.
naive
Well,
and stupid, mate, but I have a little bit of faith in the government. A little bit, not much, but a little bit. But then, look, that's me. As I said, I had an end game, Johnny, and your audience had an end
that's
game.
right.
So
That's right.
This is part of the price that I had to pay.
It's the same as most of us. Well, you
no,
know,
I'm not saying that you were as. I'm not saying that. I'm trying to. All I'm doing is defending my choice, because I had an end game for when I retired, and retired a couple of months ago. Well, semi-retired. I'm still doing a little bit of work, and hopefully I'll get that finished. So no offence, absolutely, I'm not offended by it, and I can understand that things, when you're typing stuff, it gets mixed up in translation. Absolutely, and I'm not accusing you of accusing me of it. I'm just saying that I'm a choice. And I can call myself an idiot. People can either agree with me or disagree. There's going to be people that say, yeah, I'm pro-vaccine. There's going to be people that I'm anti-vaccine. The anti-vaxxers are going to call me an idiot. That's fine. Not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. At the end of the day, I made a conscious decision to map out my life. And there's going to be people that agree. There's going to be people that don't.
Oh, look,
my best friends. My best friends. I had an apprentice in New Zealand now. Absolutely very vocal on Facebook in New Zealand. Absolutely no way is he ever going to get shot in the arm. And I said to him, no probs, mate. Absolutely no probs. Hopefully I'll see you back in Pattaya, because he's got a girl in Pattaya. Hopefully I'll see you back. And he says, well, I'm going, because New Zealand don't have quite the restrictions that we got. And he says, well, I'm back in Christmas. And I said, look forward to having a Christmas beer with you, buddy. Always do every year. So absolutely, hope he gets there. I really do. But he won't be shot. I've got a mate up in Bathanga I go deer shooting with. He's going to get shot in the arm. Absolutely not a problem, mate. Absolutely not a problem.
You know, time will tell. I kind of say to myself, well, the way I've taken my decision, probably like quite a few, is because age. It just makes that, and they've made it so that it makes the travel easier. The whole part about it is, you know, we've been put between a rock and a hard place, and the way to move the rocks apart a little bit is compliance. And unfortunately, if we got to travel, we got to comply. So, yeah, Nathan, it might be like a bit of an animal farm or whatever. You know, I kind of say to myself, well, if I wasn't vaccinated and I got it, I'd be dead. Will I be dead if I get it? Well, I don't know. I do what I can. Since all this crap started, when they were saying you didn't have to wear a mask, if I was in a public place where, you know, people were up close and personal, I always wore a mask. But I wore a P2 mask, not the bullshit other things that they say, oh, yeah, you know, the other ones aren't, you know, go and get, they've got no idea, but we know that anyway.
I'm planning a return date for at least a couple of years. So I'm going on an AO visa, so you don't have to have a return. Well, if they ask me on the day when I do my COE, we need to see a return ticket, I'll just buy a cheap-ass one from Bangkok to Singapore, and then, you know, the day after I arrive, I'll cancel it. But at this stage, I've just bought a one-way ticket because I'm going in on an AO visa, and from all the information that I've received is that that's absolutely fine. So You don't need to have an exit ticket or a return ticket or an ongoing ticket out of country for that visa. So,
yeah, I must admit, over the years, I've had throwaway tickets before, what we used to call throwaway tickets. You $30 to go, virtually just go out of the country and virtually go out, walk around the airport, get in the next plane, come back in again. Or, because they wanted to see a leave date. But you're right, Yo-Yo is fine. Once that's granted, you haven't got a leave date.
Well, the first time I flew into Thailand, I'd been on secondment in Europe for a couple of months, and then the director of the company that I worked for, she was in Lyon, and so I met her in Lyon, and she said, we're going to travel on Bangkok because they want to up the electric system out to Don Muang Airport, the light rail out there. So, and I was working for a French company, and they were going to go into bed with the Italian company that ended up doing the extension to Don Muang. So anyway, long story short, I flew into Bangkok on a one-way ticket. I didn't have an ongoing ticket anywhere else, and immigration then, and that was in 2016. That was my very first visit. They didn't ask, are you flying on? They didn't ask how long I was staying in Bangkok. They asked how long when I was leaving. I just walked in on a ticket that I'd come from London, because I flew from Lyon over to London and then across to Bangkok. I just walked in, showed my passport, got stamped, went to the hotel room and waited for the people to come and pick me up and take me out to have a look at some pretty crap electrical infrastructure, I can tell you that. So, yeah, but anyway.
Did
gone over there for 3 months, always gone on a one-way ticket, and then stayed a month, and then had a short flight to a neighbouring country, come back, and I've never booked my return ticket until I was basically to come back to Australia. I had a pretty good job there. I could work off my iPhone in any country in the world, and my boss thought I was in my office, and he was a good boss.
Well, that's you got
he got the sack. I wonder why.
Probably people were taking advantage of him, but.
I know I was 28 years a loyal subject, and I spent the last 6 years of my life for all the bloody all the yes sir, no sir. I was a little suck ass at work. So when loss is away, what happens?
How you doing? Did you ever get when you look at, you're driving down Succumbit Road or something like that, and you look up and you look at the power lines and you look at all the rest of the shit, and you just go to yourself, what the fuck is this? Because
they have a lot of transformer fires there. Like here in Melbourne, we have transformer fires here as well.
Oh, look.
But all those wires that you see everywhere, they're all comms wires. They're not got power in them. They've got 50 volts.
Yeah, that's
maximum. So
that's exactly right. They are. But
that's not a good look, is it?
No. Well, so that's what they did in Pattaya. They virtually said to the companies, right, where everything's going underground, and yous are doing it too, and put that money into it. So a streetscape clean and tidy. But I've got a problem with my internet, and they just go, there's a box up there, we'll just run another cable in. And then that's why you get all those dilapidated cables, and hundreds, if not thousands, of the bloody things just hanging around there. The responsibility of cleaning it up, my job's to hook that end and that end, and that's it.
Have Have you ever, has any of your audience ever been to Yangon? Because if you thought infrastructure was shithouse in Bangkok, go to Yangon. I tell you, it's pretty chaos over there.
It was on my tour list before Adrian was talking about. I'd kind of said, like Thailand value for money had lost its shine a little bit, and Myanmar was a place that I'd like to explore as well. So the whole part about it was it never happened because everything went to shit. And that's that's one of those things that happens. And that was the COVID crap. Let's hope so, Grandpa. Let's hope. You on your phone, Mark? You seem to be breaking up. Or is it me? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, with that's right, Adrian. With the what's happening there now, you'd be mad to go there, but it'd still be nice to go once it all settles down. Maybe if we all live that long.
G'day, Johnny. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Stephen. Yeah. Welcome along.
There you go. I forgot about it. I forgot again. I was watching a movie, mate. Seriously, you got to watch. It's called Blood Red Skies. It's on Netflix. It starts out, they hijack the plane, mate. They don't stuff around. They cut someone's head off straight away and hold it up. Oh, it's the glorious thing I've ever seen. I don't usually watch that sort of shit. I'll give you a link to it later. Oh, it's insane. What's happening anyway?
We're just having a bit of a chat. Yeah, really about travel, trying to keep things positive, Yeah.
Weren't you supposed to be in Thailand, Mark? Or something? Weren't you going to Thailand or something?
50-something days. Mark's supposed to be heading off.
Yeah. Lucky bastard. You still going to go with all the problems there?
I'm flying on the 18th of September. 53 days.
Oh, well, me and Stubbsy might
if you're
come
talking
down the airport.
to Dave Knopfler, Steve, please give him my apologies.
Don't worry about it. He's been shot in the arse before.
Why, me
and Stubbsy might go out the airport and, say you got, somebody at the gate going, bye, Mark, bye, see ya. If that'll make you feel better, mate. Or it might be in the middle of a lockdown. We won't be allowed to go nowhere.
There's the man of the moment there, Johnny, Peter Knopfler. Peter Kolb, sorry.
Pete, yeah, I was talking to Peter on the telephone earlier on today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
He's had a few little setbacks, let's say. A few little setbacks, but he's doing well.
Good, great bloke. One of the most decentest people on this fucking genre.
What's wrong with that, Stubbsy?
Where's Stubbsy there, man?
Yeah.
Sound is very low. Yeah, I know Johnny's doing some things with my microphone. He sabotages me because he knows I talk over the top. Is that loud enough? Turn it up a bit.
No, look, no hands, no hands.
Probably using your feet.
Might be using something else. You never know.
No, I changed over to my mixer, John. It's yeah, whatever.
That's why we're getting the reverb, are we?
Is it?
I can hear
turned off.
myself talking in the background on delay.
Oh, that's me friggin' headphones. I got those open back headphones. Yeah, never mind. Yeah,
I
it should be a
have
bit
enough
more louder.
echoes in
Get
my
up
head
closer.
without headphones.
Look at that. Is that loud enough? Am I talking over everybody?
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect.
Oh, I made some joke before, mate. Joke they have in Thailand for breakfast. Oh, talk about it. Oh, it was a winner, mate. It was a winner.
So you went to
cook
the
the rice
Woolworths.
twice. Cook the rice twice. Get your little hand blender and blend it a little bit. And I'd put in some sausage meat. You know, have you ever had good joke before? You know what I'm talking about? You get sliced ginger. Oh, geez, it was nice. Yeah, might have to package that and start selling it out in the street somewhere. Little store. Oh, so how'd you go tonight?
We're doing well. We're doing well. We're just having a bit of a talk to Mark about what he's got to go through and a few bits and pieces, and just keeping the chat on a positive nature.
Way to go. Way to go.
And my half an hour has gone to now an hour and 10 minutes.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
So if Mark, it's up to you. If you want to pull the pin, we'll do that.
Sorting out my AE, so.
Turn up my gain, you reckon? All right, turn my gain up. All right, there you go, Adrian. Is that better? Am I loud? Am I overpowering them?
Grandpa, yeah.
G'day, Aztec.
Exactly
How you going? Sorry,
right.
mate. I'm sorry. Just say talk back. No pops. Well.
Well.
No, you didn't call me an idiot, Aztec. You didn't call me an idiot. I call myself an idiot.
What's he done? What did you do, Aztec?
I'm a dick, mate, not you.
Like, you just say the word Aztec, I'll be now.
Yeah, everybody for or against vaccinations, whatever. That's a choice that we all make, and we make choices every day in our lives. Even when you're driving a bloody car, sometimes it ends up bad, sometimes it ends up good. But Jeff's right there. Unfortunately, we're all going to die at the end of when our time's up. But I don't begrudge anybody by saying I'm not getting this. I disagree with it. Whatever. That's their bloody choice. I'm certainly not a going to run around with a flag saying get vaccinated or piss off. Well, I'm not going to do that. But I'm saying that the whole lot of it was imported. The continual stuff's been imported, and that's governments all around. Everything's been imported, and their failure to protect the people under their control, actually, it should be the other way around. The people elect them to do the best they can for the people, and we've been shown that hasn't happened. It's probably one of those things. It's maybe like going to war. All of a sudden tomorrow there's a war. Are any of the governments, except for the US, really prepared for it? Because they've been doing it all their lives for years and years and years. But the rest of us, are they really prepared? That's when it shows the weaknesses. And this current battle we have, I'd hate to go to all of them because they've fucked it right up.
I believe you've only got 16 in quarantine now, John. Is there So they're going to lift the lockdown, yeah? Is that right?
I said, "G'day, Jeff. How you going?" I did that. Bloody get the bloody sheep's wool out of your friggin' ears. Well, you know, like the one thing, Nathan. Look, they've changed the. Forget about the media bullshit and the hype. In honesty, I had the first whack of AstraZeneca and I was crook for a week, which tells me that it's bloody working. Now they've changed the thing about age and all the rest of it by asking correct questions. There has been people die of it, yes. Did due diligence come into it as far as asking people? And that's why I got mine at my doctors, which know my medical history. So they would say yes or no, which is what I would expect from a decent doctor. A mass vaccination thing, though, you know, it's got in here name, rank, serial number. See you later. Which I don't really think that that's the answer, because it is going to kill people, because people with problems, you know, heart related, blood related, sugar diabetes, all those kind of things, some stuff don't work with them. So, you know, no, you were welcomed on to Talkback Thailand last night. I did that. We were a bit busy last night, Jeff, so you weren't totally ignored.
We were under attack, Jeff, yeah.
Mask on the top.
And in honesty, I welcome everybody onto my stream, and I welcome everybody, even the arseholes, onto bloody Talkback Thailand.
Thank you.
Oh, that's okay, Stephen.
We were shooting a lot of ducks last night.
But the whole thing about it, Jeff, I do get, like you do, involved in what I'm saying. If any way, shape, or form you feel neglected, left out, whatever, my humble apologies, and I think I'll extend that for Stephen as well. We do address everybody that comes along, and normally everybody comment. We love the comments too, because comments make up half of what we do. I wouldn't be yapping this long if it wasn't for contributors and stuff like that. So for that, a humble blessing to each and every one of you.
Peter Cole, they're putting masks on dogs, aren't they? Yeah, someone put on the news that the dogs can spread the flu, the virus.
Well, what about, kids? Kids are the dirtiest, filthy little bastards around.
How are you going to control the children?
Did a foreigner telling the truth? Didn't he get hacked? Didn't he get hacked last night as well?
I don't know. I don't think Jeff did. I don't know, but you blokes were looking after the duck shooting, turkey shoot, whatever you want to call about it. And you, in honesty, did a wonderful bloody job and let us get on with trying to entertain you. Last night
was a busy night.
It was probably one of the most successful streams.
I didn't get my 50 targets, I know that much.
Yeah, but, you know, as far as us, the hosts, or Stephen, the host, me, the co-host, whatever. And you people, the supporters of us, had a bit of fun with a whole lot of it, turned it around back on the idiots, and it ended up a bit of a because it was either that kind of stuff they want you to do one of two things: either shut it down or start calling out names and arseholes and all the rest. Well, we've long passed all that. Now, Jeff, I'm going to put that comment out because I'm going to read it. I don't want to disappoint you. We uploaded the video outing and naming corrupt Philippine politicians and shames. Shit, Jeff, that must have been a bloody long video. As you know, Jeff, I spent a lot of time in the Phil, and corruption is everybody's middle name. Police checkpoint. Oh, have you got your license? Here's 100 pesos. Oh, yeah, you're fine, mate. So, yeah. Or you just put 500. You know, you can be pissed as 20 men. You have a license, and you just put 500 pesos in the bloody in your little thing. You have your wallet. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah. Unfortunately, corruption is rampant, and it starts at grassroots. It starts from the barangay all the way through, Jeff. Yeah. Well, there you go, Jeff. There's an answer for you. It would have been a blank screen. Oh, dear. Dowley's always got some wit. Yeah. Anyhow, what do you think, Mark? We packing in?
I don't think his internet's very good, mate.
Something's going up the shit.
No, I was talking before he wasn't answering. Oh, yeah.
Anyhow, on that,
might as well. It's getting close to my bedtime. I've got to get up at 6 tomorrow.
On that,
John, John.
Yep.
Can you get Banana King to come on when we go off?
You sent him. You sent him a link. You've got the link.
Hang on a sec. It's pretty important. Did you hear me, Adrian? Can you come on? It's probably under the bed.
All right. You send Adrian the link. Anyhow, once again, I thank you for your support, and all right.
Well, I'll bid you all good night.
All right, mate.
Thank you very much for inviting me on, Johnny.
Not a problem, Mark. Anytime you want to come on and have a chat, you're more than welcome. And let's hope they get rid of this.
I don't mind coming back on in 2 weeks' time when I give you an update. So,
that'll be good. That'll be wonderful, mate. That'll be wonderful. So, anyhow, Stephen can do that, Adrian. Once again, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Stephen. And to each and every one of you, thank you too. So with that, we'll go.
See you, Mark. Bye.